Spanish meatballs on a Japanese hibachi?
Don't you believe in one world?
I believe in one man.
You hold the attitude. Hello. Yeah? Well, I'm afraid that's not possible at the moment. You see, I have company. Oh, I see. Well, wait a minute. I'd like to write that down. All right. Well, look, couldn't we meet the first thing in the morning? Oh, I see. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, all right. Well, I'll get there as soon as I can. Right. Bye.
What was that?
Someone wants to see me.
What's her name?
Her is a him.
Give him my regards.
You are the most suspicious girl I've ever met.
That's because you've led such a sheltered life.
Here, read it yourself.
Oh, I never read anyone else's mail.
It's just a phone number and an address. Read it.
I'd die first.
Oh, come on, pull yourself together. I entreat you to read the note.
Forget it.
All right, let's forget it.
Give me that or I'll break your arm. Very demanding client. Want you to come all the way across the river to see him?
Well, he works over there. He can't take the time off.
Well, I don't know.
That's what I like about you. You're such a trusting soul. So open-minded and,
And what?
Keep the hibachi burning, huh? I'll be back.
Happy ferry boat ride, Tiger.
Sayonara. I gotta change my shirt.
Dinner for one.
Mr. Hines?
Mr. Gunn? Oh, I'm so glad you could make it. See, night bookkeeping doesn't give you a lot of time.
You made it sound important.
It's very important to me, Mr. Gunn. I'm frightened. Sit down, please.
Thanks.
The other night, I was going home late. I looked out of the bus window, and I saw a murder.
That sounds like police business.
I went to the police. I even took them to the room where I saw it happen, a cheap hotel on Bickford Hill.
And?
They didn't find anything, just an empty room. But Mr. Gunn, I'm afraid that I made a mistake when I talked to the police.
How's that?
I told them the truth. I was tired, I dozed off in the bus, and just as I woke up, I saw it happen. Now, I'm afraid they think I was dreaming.
Isn't that a possibility?
No, sir. Yesterday afternoon, I was wide awake when I went to the drugstore to get some cigarettes. And when I came out, I saw someone watching me. It was the same man that I saw in that hotel room.
You saw a man commit murder. Now you think he's going to try and kill you, is that it?
He'll get to me, Mr. Gunn, unless you get to him first.
What does this man look like?
Well, he was a big man, 6 feet tall, dark hair, heavy, maybe 200 pounds.
And the address of that hotel?
114 Bickford Hill.
Well, I'll see what I can find out. And how do I get in touch with you?
Well, weeknights I'm here until 11:30, but wait. This is my home address. I'll make it soon, will you, Mr. Gunn?
Relax, Mr. Hines. If he knew where to find you, he would have been here by now.
But he did find me outside that drugstore.
Excuse me, I'd like some information, please.
Sure.
You have a bus that reaches the corner of Bickford Hill and 2nd Street at about 1:45 in the morning.
Yeah, that's Route 9. Hits Bickford Hill at 12:36 exactly.
What time does that bus leave here?
12:16.
Thank you.
That's a nice stroke, Picasso. Do you use the interlocking or the overlapping grip?
Look, I'm not lonesome. I wish you'd go.
I'd still like to know about that hotel on Bickford Hill.
It's a rat trap. Needs a paint job. Goodbye.
Edward Hines swears he saw a murder committed there.
We've been the route with Hines. We checked out the hotel room. It was registered to a George Johnson. Only problem, no Mr. Johnson, no nothing.
Yeah, you missed a spot. Here.
Oh, thanks.
How long do you think Johnson had been staying there?
A couple of days. Obviously a transient.
Didn't it seem kind of funny to you that he disappeared?
I didn't find it particularly humorous, no. We'll talk to Mr. Johnson when and if he ever shows up.
You don't seem to actually think there was a murder.
Pete, I'm completely impartial about the whole thing. We found an empty room, no evidence of a crime. And Hines admits he was half asleep when he saw it. If he saw it.
Well, as usual, Lieutenant, you've been a bundle of information.
I'm just a freelance varnisher. I do the best I can with the limited equipment I have at my disposal.
Ask me, you do a spunky job.
Look, Pete, if for 1 minute we thought there had been a murder, don't you think we...
Exercise?
Exercise. One of our salesmen is prepared to visit you immediately and tell you all about it. This course...
Oh, that's pretty fast.
My name is Gunn.
I don't want any of your brochures. Look, you won't believe this, but I got this exercise.
Let me put it this way. My name is Gunn. I am not a radio commercial. Do you think I could throw a barbell at that?
Well, what's so important we talk in silence?
A man named George Johnson.
If you're a cop, you go talk to the other cops.
Can I interest you in a $10 bill?
Thanks very much.
Now, assuming I bought your loyalty.
Yeah?
About Johnson. You must have seen him.
Let me tell you how I run my business. I take $1.50 for a room. I don't look up. I might recognize somebody. Then the transaction's over.
You trying to tell me you never saw him go in or out of his room?
Look, I told you. If there's gunshots, I call the cops. Now, what do you want from me?
Well, now that you mention it, I'd like my $10 back. Hello?
Can I help you, sir? I was just having a wee bite with me missus.
You seem to be the only grocery store around here. I thought maybe you did a little business with the hotel across the street.
With the hotel? That's our problem. We do a little business, period.
Well, would this help?
Sure. What do you want?
A little information. A fellow that lived in the hotel across the street. He was heavy set, about 6 feet tall, dark hair.
Very popular fella.
You remember him?
Oh, but you're the second person to ask me about him.
Really? Who else asked about him and when?
Oh, just a man a couple of nights ago.
What did he look like?
Oh, about 50, 52, not tall. And he said if I see the big fella, to give him a phone number.
What phone number?
He wrote it down. Here.
$1927. There was the year, the zenith of my career. I had virtually cornered the cotton market. In Pittsburgh, Mellon and Carnegie were shaking. Time after time, John D. came to me, imploring me to state my position. Jonathan, stir carefully, slowly. The aroma, the bouquet is the essence of the dish.
Sorry, Elmo.
A gigantic, disastrous crop failure. And I, Elmo Barnes, the most tragic victim of it all. Tumbled from the pinnacle, stabbed in my cotton by a boll weevil. Let's eat. Anthony, I'm appalled. The countryside dispenses its largesse to us, and you, in return, deflower it like a fallen lady. Now, be good enough to retrieve the container. Nay, hold. I shall do it myself.
Kind of weird, isn't it?
What's so weird? A little while ago, you tried to sell me that Hines saw a murder, and the killer was chasing him. You found Hines dead. Apparently, the killer got to him.
I'm not so sure.
Don't you like your own theories? First, you try to convince me that Hines' story is legit. Now that it's got some character, you don't like it anymore.
Well, let's say Hines' story is true, that he really was running for his life. Why did he try and contact the killer? Which is exactly what he was trying to do in that grocery store.
Your logic is unassailable, Philo. Right now, I am consumed with problems.
What happened to your desk?
I sent it out to dry, along with my suit.
About Hines.
We've got a detail at his apartment. If they find anything, be assured you'll be the first to know. Jacoby. Yeah? Where? All right, I'll be right over.
Did you find something at Hines' place?
Found something in a junk car near the river. A girl's body. It looks like she was strangled.
I think that murder that Hines saw. He said that girl was strangled.
I know.
touch nothing, boys. Do not impede the gendarmes in their appointed duty. Well, now, my dear Lieutenant, I assume you'll want a photograph of me for the newspapers?
We weren't thinking of it.
But actually, my dear friend, I have a theory as to the demise of the unfortunate creature.
We have your story. If we need anything further, we'll contact you.
Perhaps you're unaware of my background in criminology.
Yes, some other time.
If I may say so, sir, your attitude does not warrant any further assistance from me. Come, my boys, let them bumble through as they may. Adieu.
Well, Bumble.
It's probably the same girl. Bickford Hill Hotel is only a couple of blocks away from here.
Which brings us right back to where we were.
Where was that?
Looking for a man by the name of George Johnson, who probably isn't George Johnson.
Well, it's coming together. Although he should have been running for his life, Hines wanted to find Johnson. He didn't make it, so he hired you to find him.
And while I was looking, Johnson got to Hines. The question is how.
Well, doesn't figure they knew each other. Or Hines wouldn't have used that grocer as a contact.
Johnson never got to the grocer, and yet he managed to get Hines' address.
As you were saying, how?
I don't know. Maybe he got onto a habit pattern somehow, backtracked. After all, he had to trail him from someplace. Now, Hines claims he saw the girl strangled at 12:30 in the morning.
12:40.
I'll see you later.
I wish my drivers were as interested in their schedules.
You mean someone else has asked you the same question?
Almost the same words. Guy wanted to know what time the bus left here to reach Bickford Hill at 1:45.
Heavy-set man, about 6 feet, dark hair.
Yeah.
Look, I've got a friend that lives near the corner of Tremaine and Wells. What time would that 12:16 bus get there?
12:59.
I'd like to talk to the driver of that bus.
He's out on route now.
Where on the route?
He's due at the corner of 3rd and Travers in about 17 minutes. Headed back this way.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Hey, Mac, is that your car?
Is this your bus?
Look, Doc, if you're lonesome, why don't you join a social group or something? But first, get that car out of my loading zone. I'm late already.
I'd like to talk to you.
My wife would like to talk to me, too. She's home waiting for me. Now, get it out.
Look, this load you picked up at the ferry building about 12:16. Do you happen to remember a heavy-set man, tall, dark hair?
Hey, Doc, that's the last bus from the ferry. It's loaded. I ain't gonna remember one guy.
Let me put it this way. I'm pretty sure he was on this bus. I think he got off at the corner of Tremaine and Wells. Now, he had to have transportation back.
So?
So on your return trip, maybe you picked him up at the corner of Tremaine and Wells?
Oh, yeah, now I get it. Yeah, I picked up a guy on the way back. Big fella. Must have been him.
All right, now think very carefully. Do you remember where you let him off?
Sure, Grover Circle. He was the last fare off.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
Well, say, that's thank you. Oh, hey, mister. Leave your car right where it is. I can drive around it real easy.
all-night music station with news on the hour, every hour. Next newscast in 5 minutes.
spaghetti for breakfast?
This happens to be my lunch hour, and it was the only restaurant that was open.
What about that release of the papers?
I just told you. The morning papers will be red with blood. 2 unsolved murders. We can't hold everything back, Pete. The precinct reporters already got it.
Yeah, well, maybe even give them a little variation.
Like what?
Like this.
An interesting development in a murder case. The body of an unidentified woman was found early this morning in a junked Car City riverbed. The discovery was made by Elmo Barnes, a transient who's been living in a shack in the area. Police are expected to apprehend the killer shortly, inasmuch as Mr. Barnes claims he saw the killer and can identify him. Turning to other news.
And so, the tragic hand of death has permeated our abode. But the night of darkness is vanishing, and the dawn cometh. To sleep, sweet princess. May angels sing thee to thy rest. Elmo will tidy up.
I'm looking for Elmo Barnes.
Really, sir, I have.
Elmo Barnes.
Well, I'd be glad to give him a message. If you give me a message, I'll convey it to him.
You know who I am. You're Barnes, aren't you?
Well, really, sir, I have.
Well, Johnson, what is your name?
Curtis Brandt.
I suppose you know the next question.
I didn't know her very well. I just happened to meet her at a bar. I was lonely. I went to a bar.
Why did you kill her?
Neither of us drank very well. She got hysterical. Called me a coarse, uncouth man. She slapped me, screamed. I don't know what happened. Then something. I don't know.
And Hines?
He'd seen it. I went to him. I tried to reason with him. He told me it would cost $10,000. I don't have that kind of money.
All right, take him down to receiving. Well, your client was quite a fella.
Yeah. He saw a murder. At first, he was very civic-minded. Later, he had a very charitable thought. Maybe Johnson would pay anything to hide a murder. Well, thanks for your help, Mr.
Elmo Barnes. Nothing at all, my boy, a mere bagatelle. As I've stated previously, I have long been dedicated to the interests of serving justice.
Yes, well...
have I told you about my exploits in the British Isles in the early 30s? I was serving in the capacity of intelligence liaison for Scotland Yard at the request of Her Majesty Queen Victoria. Lovely woman.
Yes, well, good morning, Mr. Barnes.
Good morning, gentlemen.